Yo, what's going on, everybody? Man, I'm back. Second live stream, man. We got some exciting news, man. We got the first official depth chart by the. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, like I was saying, man, this is the first depth chart by the Carolina Panthers to come out. There's a lot of surprises, man. A lot of surprises, and a few things that I figured they would do, but I didn't necessarily think they would do early. I thought maybe this one would kind of be status quo, um, leaving certain guys in because they're veterans, and then kind of towards the end of the preseason, they come out with the official one that looks completely different. You know how other teams kind of do it. They kind of by default give the veterans um, the placeholder until they kind of win it out in the preseason and whatnot. So, man, real interesting, man. I ain't gonna waste a lot of time with this one, man. We're gonna get right into it, man. Just give me literally 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. But all right, I'm back at it, man. So yeah, man, the depth chart, man. Let's go ahead and crack it open, take a look at it. Um, let's jump into the receiver position first, the wide receiver position, because this is where the first surprise kind of happened, right? So the way they line out the depth chart, as far as the first team, they'll list just so people aren't confused, there are two starting tight ends listed and there are three starting receivers listed. So obviously, you're not going to have two tight ends and three receivers on the field at the same time. So, in three receiver situations, these are the three receivers that'll start. In two tight end sets, these are the two tight ends that'll start. So, um, so let's start with the wide receivers, right? Let's get the obvious ones out of the way. So, DJ Chark, Adam Thielen, right? First two. We already knew this. Pretty weak receiving group last year. We lost DJ Moore. Chosen Anderson was traded, which he didn't really do much. And well, let me before I name the other guy that was here last year, I'll tell you who they got in the third slot. Jonathan Mingo, the rookie. You know what I mean? I heard he was doing some good things in camp. I heard maybe Terrence Marshall was a little quiet. I mean, I went to the Fan Fest, man. He did his thing at Fan Fest, man. But then again, like all of them did, man. But Jonathan Mingo is currently listed as the third receiver. I mean, that's shocking to me, man. Right now, I mean, even if he wanted out, generally they don't normally announce it this early. But yeah, man, they got him as a third receiver, man. So crazy. So that puts Terrence Marshall is listed on the second team as well as Chenault and Demir Bird. Demir Bird is the coach did a press conference today. Demir Bird is gonna be out from like 6 to 8 weeks or something like that. So and generally, I think he was just gonna play special teams for us. And we got a couple of guys on the third team, Derek Wright, Shaw Smith, who with the injury to Demir Bird, he might make the team now. So with that said, yeah, next position is tight end. There's really no surprises here, right? So remember, I was saying they got two starting tight ends. They got Hayden Hurst, Ian Thomas. Obviously, Hayden Hurst is the starting tight end, but in two tight end sets right now, they have Ian Thomas coming in, backing them up. Tommy Tremble's on the second team. And it's not really worth mentioning any other guy because they're going to pretty much probably not make the team, if I'm going to be honest with you. Offensive line, we have a left tackle, Ikemi Kwanu. We knew this. Left guard, Brady Christensen. Right guard is Cade Mays, Bradley Bozeman at center, and then Taylor Moton at right tackle. So Cade Mays is filling in for Austin Corbett while he's out. We got good depth also in backing these guys up too. And when Austin Corbett comes back, we're going to be even better guys. I think what was I looking at? He was ranked like 14 out of like 36 qualified guards by PFF or something like that. So, average guard. He's not anything amazing, but he's a starting caliber guard man for us. So uh, he's going to be even better. The depth's going to be even better when we bring him back. He's going to step into the starting lineup, and hopefully Cade Mays does a good job in his place. QB1, no surprise here. QB1 is Bryce Young, followed by Andy Dalton. They have Matt Corral at third, and then Jake Luton, who we just picked up like right before FanFest from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he was last played with. So we picked him up. He's currently listed as the fourth QB. I don't even know if we'll keep four QBs. Well, not even know. We're probably just going to keep three. So I said this before, man. I think we brought in Jake Luton to basically compete with Matt Corral for that third quarterback spot. I was hearing that during, a few training camp sessions, he wasn't looking too hot. You know what I mean? So I think they brought in some competition, and we're probably going to keep three quarterbacks. Maybe I don't know if Luton is practice squad eligible or something like that, or they'll probably try to cut him, and if he is, they'll try to cut him, stash him on the practice squad just to have a fourth quarterback. Who knows what the plan is with him. And then the last and only position I didn't cover on offense is running back. I mean, ain't really much to talk about here. We already knew what this is. You got Miles Sanders starting running back, followed by Chuba Hubert, Raheem Blackshear, Spencer Brown, and then Cameron Peoples is listed as the fifth running back. And, shout out to the other Panther podcast. There's been a lot of hype about the undrafted rookie Cameron Peoples. But, as a fan base, we do this shit almost every single year. We get really hyped about an undrafted guy who really does nothing. And don't get me wrong, his tape looks good. But I'm not sure if he'll make this team, or if he does, we'll try to stash him on the practice squad. But I ain't gonna front. I like Miles Sanders, but I would have kind of liked to have a power back of some type in this group, man. Him and Chuba Hubert are kind of the same archetype. I don't know. Maybe I'm being nitpicky a little bit, man. But we got Bryce Young and Miles Sanders. I don't know. Just in short yardage situations, we ain't got Cam no more, man. There's no jumping over the pile with Bryce Young. Short yardage situations, I would have loved to have some fullback or downhill running back that I felt like we could hand it to. But that's here nor there. I'm probably making something out of nothing with the running back situation. Who knows? 1 second. Let's move on to the defense. All right, guys. So on the defense, man, we got. Let's start at the end position. Let's start at the end position because we got some surprises on defense too. So Derek Brown is starting at right end. We knew that. New 3-4 scheme. Derek Brown was going to move to the outside. So the first real surprise here is Marquand McCall is listed as our nose tackle. I thought he would be a rotational piece. I heard they were talking something about putting Shy Tuttle at nose. And, well, let me say this before we get deep into it. So the other end, so you got Derek Brown, McCall, and then the other end is Shy Tuttle, right? We thought, or at least I thought, Deshaun Williams, who came from Denver, who was praised by a defensive coordinator for really being a key piece in that defensive front for Denver. I thought he would start, to be honest with you, at the defensive end position, because I was hearing some crap about Shy Tuttle being nose, And I was a little concerned because Shy Tuttle's every bit of like 6'1", 300 pounds. And I was like, man, that dude can't really anchor at nose. Um, so yeah, McCall, Shy Tuttle, Derek Brown. Those are your starting uh defensive linemen. And then let's talk about the linebackers. You know, the best linebacker group in the NFL, man. I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't get no better than this. It really doesn't. I mean, you got Brian Burns on the outside, two middle linebackers. We're in the 3-4 now. The two middle linebackers, Frankie Louvu and Shaq, occupy in the middle. Deion Jones is backing them up, right? Um, Camus Kara Hill. I'm slaughtering his name. I know we picked him up this year, and I saw this guy at FanFest. He's the guy who picked off Bryce Young, number 54. So him and Deion Jones are backing up Frankie Louvu and Shaq Thomas. On the right hand, or the right offense, well, I'm saying left and right, but the other outside linebacker is Justin Houston, who we just picked up. That, I mean, let me just run that again, man. Brian Burns, Frankie Louvu, Shaq Thomas, Justin Houston, Deion Jones backing up in the middle, man. If that ain't the best linebacking group in the NFL, man, you don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. That it don't get no better than that. Let's move on. We know who the two starting corners are, right? J.C. Horn, Dante Jackson. You got Keith Taylor, C.J. Johnson backing them up, right? Henderson, I'm sorry, C.J. Henderson backing them up. Um, safeties, you got Xavier Woods, you got Von Bell. So Xavier Woods most likely going to be is going to be the free safety. Not even most likely, he's the free safety. Von Bell is going to be the strong safety. You know, that's what Von Bell is one of the most underrated pickups of the freaking year, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. People are really it didn't get the notoriety that it deserved, man. I mean, dude is a major free agent pickup for us, man. So uh, let's move on to the surprise on defense. Well, it's not a surprise for me because I've been saying this when I was on other podcasts. I've been saying this. You know, I've heard that, you know, CJ Henderson was looking good, and, you know, this is a contract year for him. As the Panthers didn't pick up his 5th-year option, he had a lot to prove. But remember, we signed Von Bell, and we were trying to figure out what role Jeremy Chin was going to play. And right now, they got him listed as the nickel cornerback. Now, I think this might just be on paper. I mean, granted, he did. It looks like he did beat out C.J. Henderson for the nickel cornerback position, and I mean, I predicted he would do this, man, because I mean, it's just too good of a talent not to have out there. But I also feel like CJ Henderson's gonna get opportunities to play, man, because they're gonna find ways to maybe rotate Jeremy Chin at linebacker. They're gonna play around with Jeremy Chin. I mean, he was at his best when he was closer to the line of scrimmage, and I think they're gonna use him in kind of a joker type of way, man. He's gonna be all over the field. Not, I don't think I'm comparing him, but perhaps they're gonna use him kind of in a Troy Polamalu role. So that's going to be really exciting to see, man, because, you know, yeah, people didn't quite understand when I said dude was kind of on a decline for the most part until he, you know, but now, you know, they're moving him back to his rightful position. He was kind of on the decline in safety, but he's coming back to a position that better suits him. Now, I named Von Bell as the starting strong safety. They have Eric Rowe. They have Eric Rowe listed at strong safety, backing up. Now, I think Eric Rowe has experience at corner as well. So that's a real flexible player for us there, man. And then kick returners, Raheem Blackshear is kick and punt returner. Second team kick returner is Levisis Chenault. Second team punt returner is Demir Bird. Long snapper, you got JJ Jensen. Um, so Hecker is the punter, and then Eddie is the kicker. So yeah, man, this defense is stacked, man. This defense is stacked. I mean, the biggest surprise here is really the whole situation with Jonathan Mingo. I mean, that's Terrace Marshall actually led the league the last 10 games of the season. He led the league in yards per reception, man. So, I mean, it ain't over because of this depth chart. I mean, anything can change, but I find it hard. I find it hard that Mingo just beat him out like that, man. Like I've been hearing good things about him, but not to the extent where I felt like Mingo would slide into the starting position. But shout out to Mingo, man. I hope he does well for us. But with Adam Thielen being, 34, 35, however old he is, man, I don't want to, somewhere between 33 to 34, something like that. They might be rotating receivers a lot. So Terrence Marshall might still be getting in, man. He's going to have his opportunities or whatnot to do what he do. But yeah, man, I just wanted to come on here, man, get that out. And then I think they may release one or two more depth charts, definitely one more, but they might release two more depth charts before the beginning of regular seasons. And with these, man, they one thing about them for sure is that they can change drastically. You know what I mean? But this one's very interesting because a lot of times, as I said in the beginning, the coaches generally default to the veterans before they hand the rookies the jobs. They'll default to the veterans for the first couple of preseason games, and then when the official one comes out right before the regular season, you'll start seeing like rookies take over as starters and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to see Jonathan Mingo listed as the third receiver. So yeah, and when I say third receiver, what it looks like is going to happen is in a two receiver set, real quick, in a two receiver set, you would have Adam Thielen, then you would have DJ Chark on the outside. And then in a three wide receiver set, what I would imagine would happen is Adam Thielen would probably rotate into the inside, and then Mingo would be on the outside. Yeah, this is it's I'm over here just kind of like wondering what happened with the Terrence Marshall situation, but as I'm also looking at this receiving core, man, this is the deepest the Panthers have ever been in their history, and they're not as top heavy. Don't get me wrong. There's no Steve Smith up here. You get what I'm saying? They're not as top heavy, but as far as going 3-4 wide receivers deep, the Panthers never been able to do that before, man. So I'm very excited. They definitely got some weapons for Bryce Young, despite all the publications listing the Panthers wide receivers very low. I think they listed them like 31st. I think this is a good squad, man. That granted that a couple of guys with questions, injury, age, years of experience, but there's good building blocks here, man, for us to really build on, and for Bryce Young to good players for Bryce Young to lean on, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump out of here, man. I appreciate you guys listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.